Hey folks, Gary here. Back about 20 or so years ago, I knew a fellow who had, he had kind of a farm. He was actually a pilot, but he wanted to be a farmer. And so he had some land and he would grow crops on that land and he had chickens and turkeys and he also had sheep. And along with the sheep, he had coyotes. Now, he didn't intend to have coyotes. The coyotes just came along with the sheep and they would kill a sheep every now and then. And so obviously he couldn't have that happen any longer. So he bought himself some Great Pyrenees. And there was these big white dogs. And once he got these big white dogs, he didn't have a coyote problem anymore because they were no match to these dogs. So why do I bring this up? Well, I bring this up for this reason. The sheep by themselves were utterly defenseless. They had no means to defend themselves at all against the coyotes. They just don't have the equipment. And in Luke chapter 10, verse 3, Jesus says, now go. I am sending you out. No, he says, now go. And remember, I'm sending you out as sheep among wolves. Another version I read this morning said, I'm sending you out as sheep into a wolf pack. A little more descriptive there. When Jesus says this, he doesn't give any explanation to him. He just says that. He just says, hey, I'm sending you out. Now go. I'm sending you out like sheep into a wolf pack. Go get them. That's not the pep talk you're probably looking for. Like I said, what defense does a sheep have? None at all. They're completely at the mercy of those wolves. And that's not a very comforting thought. But it is. And here's why it's a comforting thought. God does send us out. And before we read about the fact that God was sending these 72 into these towns to go ahead of him to tell the town people that the kingdom of God is near. They got a great message. And he says, get out there. The harvest is ready. Get out there and start harvesting. Get out there. Spread the word about the kingdom of God coming soon. But there's danger out there. There's people who are not going to like what you have to say, and they're going to be really upset with you. I'm sending you out as sheep among wolves. But that's a good thing. And why is it a good thing? Because you're not dependent on your defenses. You're completely dependent on God instead. So as much as the wolves may have all the advantage, you have God. And that's a huge difference. It's God who will take care of you. It's God who will defend you. It's God who will cover you. It's God who will make a way for you. As a sheep, you can't do any of those things. So you're utterly dependent on the shepherd. You're utterly dependent on God to make all that happen. And when you depend completely on God, amazing things will take place. And we'll read about that further in Luke chapter 10.